NHL on TNT postgame show presented by Vanda Pharmaceuticals. No team has climbed out of an 0-3 hole to win a conference final series. Tonight, Carolina took its first step. They avoid the sweep. They stay alive. That man right there, a big reason why. Great defensive effort, Jacob Slavin and company. A 3-0 shutout for the Carolina Hurricanes. And we will see a Game 5 in the Eastern Conference Final. And Carolina breaks the drought. It is over. It was 15 straight conference final losses, 11 of those with Rod Brind'Amour as the head coach. A whole lot of them to this Florida Panthers team, but they get the win here. And as we wait to talk to Logan Stankoven, I will go over to you, Coach. We talked about it feeling a lot more familiar to Rod Brind'Amour. This had to look a lot more familiar.
They paid the price to win the game. So we're going to talk a lot about the block shots and that. But they also didn't hesitate to get on loose pucks and take a hit to make a play. They did all the little things they needed to do to win the game. They didn't fool around with the puck in the D zone as much. They were flipping it out more, and they were putting a lot of pressure on Florida all over the ice. Their gaps were really good in the neutral zone, so Florida had a tough time generating offense. Again, and give Roddy a lot of credit, and the guys have been talking about the top players showed up. He challenged them after that Game 3. He did. They weren't going anywhere until those top players showed up, and give them credit. Aho's line was excellent tonight. Orlov bounced back. We're going to talk a lot about him. He bounced back from a tough night. So, and Anderson, give him a lot of credit. Yep. He made the saves he had to make right at the right time, and he came up huge for them. So they paid the price. They played on their toes. They played north. Give them full marks.
And to me, win or lose in a game like this, you want to go out playing your style of hockey. Carolina hockey is officially in the conference finals. We haven't seen it. Tonight we saw it. So I think that alone must feel good for them. When they watch these clips tomorrow, preparing for next game, they're like, okay, this is how we should look. Yeah. We didn't really see much of that in the first few games. So a lot of credit to how they executed this game.
Yeah, the right mindset, Hank. Outshot or outscored 16-4 the first 3 games. Florida Panthers missing Mikkola, missing Reinhart. That's a lot of offense.
Yep.
So the Carolina Hurricanes came in this game with the right defensive mindset. Try to win a hockey game 1-0. And for the most part, Biz, that's exactly what this game was tonight.
Yeah, and just to compete early on, I'll just roll one quick clip where, we've seen Florida impose their will and bully the Carolina Hurricanes in the first 3 games. I really like this early on. We interviewed Mark Nook before the game, and this is the type of stuff. There's some pushback. They're emotionally invested early. You're going to get the sticky mitt from Tkachuk, but he's right there. 5 guys defending their goaltender and all really getting involved. That's what you want to see during those scrums. You want to see just one guy hanging out. You want to see them getting it done as a pack. And I felt from early on between their forward group imposing their will, getting in there on the forecheck, really being a lot more direct. And of course, their D-men need full marks for the way they played tonight. Like Slavin, 28 minutes, 4 blocks, shot on net, +3. Like there's really nothing more that he could have done as far as a defenseman and how he played.
And we've spoken at length as to what this team can do when they play with the lead. They finally got a lead in this series. Logan Stankoven was the reason why. An absolute snipe from him. He joins us right now. Logan, congrats. Great game. I have to ask, Rod Brind'Amour, what was said after last game and what was said before tonight to get you guys going for this one?
I think it's just the mentality of no quit, and we knew in the group there we had more, and it showed tonight, so we got to build on it.
Logan, Hank here. You just look quicker, all of you guys, making decisions, especially offensively, and that led to a lot of offense. Was that something you talked about going into this game, to just be quicker?
Yeah, I think try and impose our will and play on our toes more. I think that's key. I think they play a really aggressive style as well, and I thought we had to do a better job in these coming games, and tonight it showed. So.
Logan, it's Ace. A hell of a game tonight. You're only 22 years old. You're already playing in your second conference final. How much did that experience playing in the conference final last year help you go into this year's Eastern Conference final?
Yeah, it was huge. It's meaningful hockey, and there's no place you'd rather be at this time. So I think last year it was hard to come by goals and to put up points. So I think I learned how to stay patient, and you never know when space is going to open up for you, so you just got to stay ready and put yourself in the best position possible to get chances.
Stank Biz here. Congrats on a great game. I thought you were one of the most noticeable forwards out there. I was going to shift my focus to the back end. Alexander Nikishin, major language barrier with him coming over from Russia in the KHL. I thought he stepped in and did a tremendous job the last few games. He has the primary assist on your goal. What can you say about him hopping the lineup and playing the way that he's played, given everything I just mentioned?
Yeah, he's been an absolute monster for us, and it's not easy for him coming overseas so quickly and getting integrated with us. So yeah, it was just a great play by him there, quick up, and yeah, it was nice to pot that. But he's been unbelievable. So when one guy goes down, it's nice to have guys like that step up. So good job to him.
Logan, final one from me. After last game, I'm curious, what, if anything, was said in the locker room by the guys about the idea that maybe they were getting in your face and you guys weren't pushing back? Was there an effort or something said where, hey, we have to have each other's backs going forward?
Yeah, of course. I think you just got to bring that swagger each game. It's not crossing the line, but it's being there for your teammates and being together. That's the main thing. So it's just part of the game, but you got to stand there and dish it out and take it too.
All right, show tonight. Congratulations.
Great game.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Pretty cool. 22 years old. Scored in the Western Conference Final last year. Scored in the Eastern Conference Final this year. But this was a defensive effort. You mentioned it. 16 goals against the first 3 games. That's not Carolina hockey at all. In fact, it's what Rod Brind'Amour called, looked like this. I don't even recognize what I'm seeing out there. What Jaccob Slavin did tonight is the reason we've talked about creating a new trophy for the best defensive defenseman out there, mainly because he'd win it easily.
Oh, incredible. Just incredible. The way he sacrifices his body, the way he forces the opposition to pass pucks through him. And time again, we're back in the viewing room. We're like, oh my gosh, another block. Who's that? Slavin? Oh, great play. Who's that? Slavin? Like, he was everywhere out there for the Carolina Hurricanes. And Hank, man, I mean, you must just love the defenseman playing in front of you. I think Dan Girardi is a similar kind of defenseman, New York Rangers, that just did whatever it took to eat pucks, block shots, make life miserable for the opposition, and make your job a lot easier.
Yeah, you watch all these clips. He's just so good position-wise. If you start it with that alone, it's going to help you so much as a defenseman. It also helps the goaltender when your D-man is not running around. He's just half a step far away from his opponent, so he can always step in with the stick. You saw it getting close, and I love the way he goes down blocking shots, one knee like that. Sometimes I don't think players understand how small of a surface they actually need to cover when they're far away from the net to make a good block. Sometimes you see guys just go straight out and you just screen the goal. But when one leg down, you pretty much, we're talking a square this wide, maybe this high when you're that far out, that will take away the entire net. So when you understand that, you just need to go down one leg, be solid. If you miss the body there, you're going to miss the net. So he made a couple of those blocks tonight that it just, for me as a goal, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see from my D, like solid body, covered a great block like that. But just the way he plays, the physicality, you know what he's bringing every shift. It's a great to watch.
2 hits, game high, 4 blocks.
Yeah, 4 blocks. Like the timing on the blocks, and it's the positioning, and obviously the sacrifice, and just how he trusts his skating and his stick. Right, there's a few plays there you think he's out of position, or maybe he's not going to get there in time. And right on Barkov, stick on puck there, and not many times you see someone manhandle Barkov like that in the corner. So it was a full-fledged effort from him. Also on the offensive side, keeping plays alive. You saw that shot on net, keeping it low, shooting for rebounds, and not making it easy on Bob. So start to finish, he was their catalyst tonight, and full marks to him, as well as Orlov. Like last game, I mean, that's just as rough as a playoff game as anybody's going to have. So to mentally be able to bounce back, knowing that you're playing on the road like that, and you are a little bit thin on the back end, I thought he was tremendous, as well as Burns too. Like Barkov had that one play where he walked in the slot. It looked like he was going to be all alone, but last second he got the poke as well. So I really felt like they're leaders and they're big guys on the the back end were the ones to drive this victory
Well,
tonight.
a guy like Slavin, like he plays hard minutes. He doesn't get enough shift off. He plays against the best players. He kills penalties, which is hard work. And you saw him battling Barkov. Barkov's a big, strong guy. And for him to win that battle, like he was all in tonight, and you love that. A guy like Orlov takes a lot of pride in his game, and you saw it tonight. Like he probably didn't sleep for 2 nights. He was so upset with how he played. That was a tough night.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing went well for him, right? So you got to bounce back. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to look at how you played. Okay, these are the situations I got to be better. I've got to compete. I've got to move. I got to move the puck better. Whatever it was, give him full marks to bounce back. That's not an easy game to bounce back from, so give him full marks for that.
Slavin, 28 minutes tonight. You've called him the ultimate wet blanket. I mean, the guy goes out there, just smothers things, doesn't talk a whole lot, just gets the job done, doesn't take penalties pretty much ever, even though he's playing a physical game. Then he goes out and kills penalties. Works even beyond the game, though. Talking with Jackie Redmond as well.
Well, Jacob, there was a lot of people that called this series over after Game 3. What can you say about the effort tonight and the character of the room to come out and have your best game of the series?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. We're a team that's resilient, that never quits, and so we were just going out there giving it our best effort. That was definitely our best effort of the series so far, and so just one game at a time here, and just got to keep playing that way.
It was a hell of an effort, especially defensively. There were stretches where Florida had nothing. I think 14 minutes at one point without a shot. How were you able to shut down their offense and open up your own?
I think for us, it was just managing the puck well. I mean, the first 3 games, we kept turning pucks over, trying to get out of our zone, trying to get through the neutral zone, and so it's just managing the puck well, and that gives us better offense because we're getting the puck in. But then on the defensive side, we're not giving them any and not giving them chances that they don't need.
Rod Brindamore relied very heavily on both you and Brent Burns, but I want to ask you about the rookie Nikishin. He had a hell of a game. It's very difficult to be a rookie defenseman in this league, even harder when you don't speak English. What can you say about his game?
He played great. I mean, huge congrats to him for getting his first point. But he played a heck of a game, came in here, stepped up, played some big minutes, and he's got a good head on his shoulder. Lots of smiles for him, and he's having fun out there.
Well, it all starts with one. You got one. I know you're a big Team USA guy as well. Huge win for them yesterday. Anything you want to add about that?
Yeah, no, that's a huge win for them, and obviously with Memorial Day being today, I think that's just even more special. And so, no, congrats to that. That's awesome.
Good couple days for you. Thank you for this, and congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
As you were talking about his active stick, see the size of the guy's forearms just now?
Yeah.
Looked like Popeye.
God.
Looked like Popeye.
A lot
Ridiculous.
of shake weight in that household, right? Oh, yeah. A lot of curls.
incredible.
In the rice bucket.
Incredible. Well, Team USA won the World Championships for the first time since 1933. His team trying to make some history. A long way to go there, and coming back in the conference final. They get a game here. Freddie Anderson.
Yeah.
They went to Kochetkov in the last game. Freddie Anderson comes back in this one. Again, not spectacular, but the word Bush kept using is just how calm he was throughout this entire game.
Yeah, he looked calm, and he was able to find the pucks through screens, something he struggled a little bit with the first few games. But there was also a lot of funny goals the first couple games. A lot of bounces on his own teammates, through the guys, through the legs. Tonight, everything just felt cleaner. His game felt cleaner. The way they played in front of him felt cleaner. And a lot of times that goes hand in hand. If you want to have a great game as a goalie, you need clean performance in front of you, and he got that. But you got to be happy for him, the way he responded. That's the kind of response you want to see from your starting goalie after being benched. You come in here in a huge game, and he plays his best game of the series so far. So it's going to be interesting to see now. You know, they do have a lot of confidence at home. They found their game here. Can they shake things up here a little bit, going back to Raleigh and win that one? Then we have a series.
And speaking of finding their game, Hank, I thought Sebastian Aho was okay. You know, I've got pretty high standards for him, but maybe scoring that empty net goal could give him just that enough, little bit of a nudge to make him feel better about himself going to this next game back at home.
They get the 2 empty net goals. That makes it 3-0. I want to take it back, though, to fairly early in that third period, about 4.5 minutes in, when it's still a 1-0 game, because there's a play here with Nikishin defending, and he's going to get called for a slash as Lundell streaks to the net, who looks like he's in front. I know it's coming from an angle, but he certainly looks like he's in front. And all of us are watching this, looking at it, and wondering if this is going to be a penalty shot. Is there any reason why this should not have been a penalty shot?
Bones?
No, I can't think of one, and I can't see one. And somebody saw a different angle than I did. I'm looking at that. He's walking in clear to the net. That's a penalty shot in my mind.
Don't you feel that holding back a lot of times to call that? There's so many times I watched it. That's a penalty shot, and they go for a 2-minute minor instead.
I know
I don't know what it is.
We went through a stretch for a while there in the league. Like every game, there was a penalty shot. It was unreal. And now all of a sudden you're in the playoffs and it's a tight game, and you see that opportunity. That's a great chance for me to say, call a penalty shot. He's in. Right? He took away a scoring opportunity. Anyways.
I think he was distracted by that toe drag by Brad Marchand at the blue line. He was still marveling at what he was able to do there.
But it's an interesting timing, too, because remember, at the start of this series, Florida was on fire on the power play. 4 of their first 5 they cash in on. But they're 0 for their last 8. So there probably would have been a time earlier on when you're like, oh, we don't want the penalty shot. We want to be in. That was not the time. They would have preferred the penalty shot in that situation. But Florida in general, you have Carolina, who's going to be confident going to the next game. Did it feel like Florida's energy, maybe a little bit of their nastiness, dipped in this game?
Yeah, I don't think they looked like that same team who's imposed their will the first 3. Now, keep in mind, they got Reinhart and Mikkola out of the lineup. So
Greer as well.
Yeah, Greer as well. So you can plug and play so much to have success. I thought Boqvist was tremendous last game, but ultimately at a certain point, you're going to see some drop off. And, I don't think that they were able to get to the inside the way that they have in the first 3 games. But once again, that's a credit to what Carolina was able to do as far as their D and also as a 5-man group. So credit to one side, but definitely didn't look like their self.
Yeah, I do think the biggest change was Carolina, not so much Florida. Maybe a little drop, slight drop, but it was more Carolina. They talked themselves about going into this one. We've been beating ourselves. Mm-hmm. They didn't do that tonight. So that was the biggest change in my mind in this game.
I'm with you, Hank, and it starts off the face-offs, too. I don't know if we've got time to show it, but the face-offs to me start to give me an indication of whether or not a team is ready. And here's a face-off that you're going to see in the offensive zone. There's Burns, and he switches sides now. He's got a stick on the inside, the left-handed defenseman on the other side, too. Now that's Jackson Blake going right to the net. Guys, there's no hesitation here. This is all with intent and purpose. Get that puck to your partner. You're on a one-timer position there and shoot the puck in the net. Like, that's Carolina Hurricanes hockey. There's no hesitation. There's no, well, do I hold on to it? What do I do with it? No. It's direct. It's with a purpose. Gets it through, and then they get on their horse and try to get those loose pucks and those rebounds like what the Carolina Hurricanes usually do against the opposition.
They won 57.4%.
I'm sorry, but if it's going to Burns, it's going to the net. He doesn't hesitate shooting the puck. And you watch both those forwards, they're going. Comes to Brent Burns, that puck is going to the net.
No doubt.